Morning. Tell you what, the temperatures out here is making my firewood pile start to diminish. I can't complain too bad. We got, I don't know, we got maybe 3-4 inches of snow in places. Over in Council, where Miss Kitty and the hillbilly live, they got, I think he said 20. They got a couple of feet where we got a few inches. I mean, man, what a difference. But that cabin that we rediscovered hunting season, we found that thing probably, I'll bet 20 years ago, 25 years ago, and then I couldn't remember for sure where it was again. And I knew the area it was in, but the willows are thick. It's hard to find it. And anyway, we found that again this last hunting season. And the first time when we found it, I found a trapping brochure, price list from 1947. And I stumbled across that in my junk stuff here a couple of days ago. So I want to show you that here quick. But I also found a broken trap spring, and I made a front sight for a little revolver that I got. And so that's been kind of a neat little cabin, a neat little find, and some good memories there. The fellow's name, Jay something, Jay Rucker, something like that. Anyway, I looked it up. He used to live in Tendoy. There's no Ruckers in this area anymore. So I don't know if he's got family or not. Pretty cool though. Alright, so first off, I'm going to show those that cabin that we found this in. A trap spring that I found. This is what I ended up doing with it. That was the trap spring, the front sight on there. And the barrel had a dovetail on it, which a Peacemaker style gun should not have a dovetail. So I hid that. I tried to do some engraving, and I didn't think it turned out too terribly bad for a first try. So then I tried that, and I thought that turned out actually pretty well. But I should have done some more practice, because then I decided to do the frame, which I don't know that I like that well. But I guess it's not too bad either. But anyway, so inside of that cabin, covered in pack rat stuff, and eaten, the corner goes eaten off by a pack rat, was a Frank L. Singer Fur Company flyer to a Mr. J.A. Rucker from Tendoy, Idaho. Now look at that. There is no address whatsoever, just J.A. Rucker, Tendoy, Idaho. Back then, everybody knew who you were. And this was 1946, not 1947. But it's too bad that part of it got ate. America's #1 fur house. I am back trapping and again shipping to you. Frank L. Singer Fur Company, Peekskill, New York. It's the only address on here. Okay, so then you open this up. And it has the January, February 1946 prices for muskrat, mink, lynx cat, weasel, coyote, skunk, marten, civet cat, and beaver. The important question, where do you sell? Land's sakes, you hit a gold mine, Jim? Nope, still selling to Frank. The golden rule. Okay, so if you're a trapper, better get some tissues handy and prepare to be extremely depressed, probably crying, bawling. Okay, so first off, what you need to do, got my phone here. So, in today's dollars, what was $1 worth in 1947? $1, or 46, I mean. $1 in 1946 was equal to $16.30, 2023. Being that it's only a few days into a 2024, they don't have that. Get my goggles here. So, in 1946, muskrats were $3.50. I'm just going to do the high dollar ones. The lower grades we won't do, except for maybe the beaver. Okay, so muskrat, 1946. The lower grade muskrat, well, the higher lower grade muskrat was $3.50, which, believe it or not, is equal to $57.50 today. $4, 1946, is worth $65.20. Can you imagine that? Muskrats are plentiful. I mean, you could catch 100 of those in a good area really easy. Some people catch more than that. I'm up to, I don't remember, 16, 18, maybe more. But at $57.05 a piece, of course that is the high dollar ones. The low dollar ones are $2.30. But that would still be, what, 40 bucks, but at $16.30 comparably per dollar. Okay, so mink in 1946, $40 was worth $652. $50 was the same as $815 today. Lynx cat, $25 back then is equal to $407.50 today. If you go up to the $30, it's worth $489. Okay, the lowly weasel, $3. Back then, $3 was worth $48.90 for a weasel. They're tiny. Okay, now $3.50 back in 1946 was equal to $57 and a nickel. Coyotes, that $12 coyote there is worth $195.60, which was about double what they were about 2 years ago. Now, I mean, they're worth maybe $30 in today's dollars, which is only $30 if you can sell them at all. Okay, so $15 coyote. That one's worth $244.50. That stinking skunk for $3.50 back then was worth $57 and a nickel. If you got a really good one, it was worth $65.20. Now these Martin prices, $60, $75 in 1946 at $16.30 compared to our $1. Wow. This is going to make you sick, folks. Absolutely make you sick. Okay, so $60 in 1946 is comparable to $798 today. That $75 Martin would be really, really good today at $75. Back then, it was worth $1,222.50. Yeah. Can you imagine that? Holy crap. Okay, moving on here. That civet cat, which I have been told are spotted skunk. I'm not positive on that, just exactly for sure what a civet cat is. Same thing as a polecat, I believe, which I'm not positive what that is either. Anyway, $2 back then was $30.60. $2.75 back then is equal to $44.82. Okay, that beaver. My video here not very long ago when I was comparing beaver prices to today's prices, everybody's jumping for joy at $30, and that is a flat $30. $30 is worth $30 today. Back then, $30 was worth, well, times $16.30 per dollar, so a lot more. Anyway, $60 beaver back then was worth $978. A $65 beaver back then was worth $1,059.50. Their low dollar price on beaver, $15, was still worth $244.50 compared to our dollar today. I would be thrilled to death to get $244 today for a beaver. Everybody, like I said, if the beaver prices are up, everybody's jumping for joy. It's the thing to go get. Get all you can, all this stuff. $30, folks. $30 of our dollars. Okay, so let's compare. I had some people say, well, why didn't you compare the rest of the prices for today's fur market? Okay, so let's do a little bit of that, just the ones that are on this list. So a muskrat. Back then, like I say, muskrats were $3.50 to $4. Comparably, $57, $65 to our muskrats, and they are selling for $2, $3 out there. So even back then, not adjusted for inflation, they were selling for more. Okay, wild mink. They were selling for $40 back then. We are getting 10 to 12 for males, 3 to 5 for females. Okay, lynx cat is next on their list, which is up here. Okay, lynx cat market will develop in late February, March. Blah blah blah. Last year, the better cats were selling for $1,000 or more. These prices were expected to drop, but we don't know to what levels, and they will move until a handful of major cat buyers start bidding against each other. Prices are expected to be 30% to 50% depending upon size and section. Most commercial type cats continue to sell for $50 to $150 depending on section. Okay, so that is very misleading, and maybe this old brochure is too. But what they do with the bobcats is most of them will go for $50 to $150 there. Some will go for $300, $400, $500. But what they do is, to boost the average, they'll put a few up for $1,000. And that boosts the average. It gets people out looking for them because it says the high dollar seller was $1,000, even though there may be, say, 5 of those out of 5,000 of them. So that, it's kind of underhanded, but it gets people out trapping too. Okay, so weasel. Where are the weasel? Okay, weasels today are $2 to $4 today. Back then, a weasel was $3 to $3.50. Adjusted for inflation, $48.90 to $57 and a nickel. Holy smokes. Okay, coyotes. Where are coyotes? I don't even see them. Okay, here we go. Coyotes. Montana, Alberta types in the $45 to $55 range. Good extra heavy skins with white bellies and brownish backs will move in the $30 to $40 range. While nice puffy westerns and colored bellies with the best Northwest move for $12 to $20. The better semi-heavy goods will bring $10 to $12. While Eastern Central Southerns will fetch $4 to $5 if you can find an interested buyer. Lower grade coyotes are worthless. And from what the other magazine says, it says call ahead to your fur buyer because he might not even want to buy them at all. So, I mean, at best they're worth $55. At worst they're worth nothing at all. Back then, they were worth $12 to $15, but adjusted price is $195 to $244. Okay, so skunks. Where are the skunks? Okay, striped skunks. $15 to $20. Wolves with feet will move for $30. Back then, a skunk was worth $3.50 to $4. Adjusted price $57 and $65. So that's closing in on the same, but it's quite a ways off still. Okay, the marten price. Marten are in good demand from global buyers, and prices are expected to increase. Some Western Canadian trap lines burned out this past summer, and any widespread decline of available sable skins, they also call marten sable, could cause a significant spike in the price of this article. Expect the jumbo-sized extra dark males to flirt with $100 at auction in March. Country prices will vary between $60 to $80 for the best Alaska Canada skins, to $35 to $50 on the semi-heavy types. The big Rocky Mountain type males will move at $35 to $40. But that's our dollars today. Back then, marten were selling for $60 to $75. Adjusted price $978 to $1,222. Quite the difference. Okay, civet cat. I believe those are spotted skunks. I'm not positive on that. But spotted skunks and ringtail cats are selling for $15 to $20. Back then, they were $2 to $2.75, which is $32 to $44 in today's money. Okay, beaver, we just did this here the other day, but beaver, China continues to be the destination for lower grade wild fur, and they sweep the floors of the industry at residual prices. Beaver has been averaging $25 to $35 for ordinary collections. Veteran traders estimate that 75 to 80% of all beaver caught are going to the hatter market. So $25 to $35 back then in 1946, $60 to $65, which was 978 or 1,059. Like I said, that low dollar $15 beaver was still worth $244 today. Sorry. Don't mean to ruin your day. Anyway, before I put this on the YouTube, I will find out what the gas price was in 1946, adjusted for today's prices also. Back then it was worth it. Now, you better enjoy doing it, is all I can say. I mean, I enjoy trapping, and like I say, I'm never going to stop doing it. I really enjoy it. I pulled my snares out yesterday, and I'm not, unless I can't find any other wolves anywhere else, I'm not done trapping yet. The season goes until the end of March. So, I'm still going to be out there looking, still going to be trying, but man, I can't drive up 40-mile round trip to check empty traps on today's gas price. I just can't do it, especially on these roads. So if I can find something a little bit more worthwhile as far as chances go, even if I don't catch one, it's still a better chance. So anyhow, have a great day now that I ruined it, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.